CM Punk just made his return to WWE, and it resulted in a lot of big teasers and reveals. So we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Becky Lynch announcing her last WWE appearance, and more. Starting things off with CM Punk's return to Monday Night Raw. The March 25th edition of Raw was highly successful for WWE, and featured over 15,000 fans in attendance in Chicago's Allstate Arena. What definitely helped push more tickets was the promotion of CM Punk's return to Raw. Punk hasn't been seen on Raw since the Raw after Royal Rumble, where he first announced his injury and was attacked by Drew McIntyre. So it was his first appearance in nearly 2 months, and considering that he was making his sudden Raw return, fans felt like it had to mean that Punk was getting a WrestleMania 40 role of some sorts. But Punk comes out and instantly starts taking aim at 4 top stars in the WWE. First star CM Punk mentioned was Roman Reigns. CM Punk did mention Roman Reigns when he first returned to WWE. And like we always talk about, they did show that moment of CM Punk very nearly knocking on the Bloodline's door backstage several months ago. And then most recently, you had the comments we also spoke about from Roman Reigns about how Roman felt like all Punk did when he made it to the top was complain and cry. So this was CM Punk responding to those comments from Roman Reigns on Pat McAfee's show. Punk said as he climbs up the mountain, Roman Reigns will be falling off the mountain, and that's how their paths will cross and how they'll definitely be seeing each other soon. So this is a feud that WWE has been ever so lightly teasing and continuing in the background of other major feuds. So it looks like one day deep into the future, maybe late 2024 or even 2025, it looks like they'll surely revisit all those remarks that have been exchanged from those two sides, and we'll finally see Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. So the feud will most definitely happen. But the big uncertainty about this feud will be if the Universal title will still be around Roman's waist at that time. But regardless of if Roman still has the title or not, Roman versus Punk on paper looks like it'll still be a money feud, even with the title on the line. Punk, Roman, and Heyman all got ties with each other dating back to 2012. So there's still enough rich history there to make a compelling story, even with no world title being present. So that's something that fans are looking forward to either way. CM Punk also took aim at The Rock. Punk and The Rock made their return to WWE recently, only a few months apart. But Punk thinks it's pretty strange that The Rock hasn't addressed Punk in any way, nor said a single word about Punk. Punk said The Rock is avoiding him and not talking about him because The Rock realized he wasn't on the same level as Punk ever since their days of their 2013 feud. So it sounds like those remarks directed at The Rock could potentially be teasing another meeting between The Rock and CM Punk, if The Rock does stick around for more matches post WrestleMania 40. Punk then took a few shots at more current day rivals, Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Drew came out to the ring once again to brag about taking Punk out, taking his WrestleMania spot, and showing off the 2 shirts he has that contain CM Punk's name on it. Punk snapped back by saying that he never had to put another man's name on his merchandise to sell t-shirts. Drew made a reference to his original nickname in WWE, The Chosen One. This was allegedly an idea and name that was given to Drew McIntyre by Vince McMahon. That's why CM Punk questioned Drew McIntyre to remind everyone who gave him that nickname of being The Chosen One. But since the answer is Vince McMahon, Drew McIntyre couldn't say the name. Drew McIntyre talked about how he wouldn't mind having Punk at WrestleMania 40, so that he could witness Drew finally having his moment of winning a world title at WrestleMania in front of his fans. And that's a good point by Drew McIntyre. WrestleMania 36 was supposed to be Drew's moment of winning a world title at WrestleMania in front of fans. But that moment was robbed of him because of the shutdowns. So here is Drew McIntyre 4 years later, still looking to have that special WrestleMania moment. Seth Rollins came out and said that it was pretty dumb for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre to be making decisions regarding the World Heavyweight title match at WrestleMania 40 when neither of them are the champion. Seth Rollins asked the fans if they want CM Punk to be on the commentary for the world title match at WrestleMania, but the fans responded by requesting for CM Punk to be a special guest referee. Punk said that it probably wouldn't be a good idea, because he would never be able to call the match down the middle, considering all the issues he has with both Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. So it was then made official that CM Punk will come out to the ring at WrestleMania 40 to be in commentary for the world title match. Some fans really like that role for Punk, while other fans still think that the special guest referee role definitely would have been an interesting dynamic to play with as well. Usually with a special guest referee, depending on the persona of the character, he'll side with either the babyface or the heel. But this is a very unique situation where CM Punk has an awful relationship with both the babyface and heel of the match. So it would have been pretty fascinating to see how exactly he would have handled counting pinfalls when he can't stand both men. That would have been quite the dynamic to watch unfold. But Punk instead will be on commentary for that big matchup. Becky Lynch is currently doing a media and press run for both WrestleMania and her book, so she's making lots of appearances and talking about a lot of different things. But arguably the most important thing Becky Lynch revealed recently was during her interview with Ariel Helwani. Ariel asked Becky Lynch about her current WWE contract status. It was revealed earlier in the year that both Seth and Becky's deals were up in mid-2024. Well, Becky Lynch answered that question very directly and revealed that she's legitimately in the final 2 months of her current WWE contract. Becky Lynch also said that nobody within WWE, TKO, or Endeavor had said a single word to her about a potential extension. When asked if she's interested in renewing with WWE, she said, "We'll see." When asked if this will be her final WrestleMania match, Becky Lynch said that she doubts it. Ariel also asked if this is a common thing for there to be absolutely zero contract extension talks for a big superstar, with the expiration date being so close, and Becky Lynch said no, this isn't a common thing at all. But Becky Lynch said that she's not anxious or worried about it because she's confident in her ability and worth. Becky Lynch said that she doesn't know if a new deal will be reached before WrestleMania, since her schedule is so hectic, and that she doesn't really have the time to sit down and talk about it. But either way, it was quite the shocking revelation there by Becky Lynch. Everyone knew that Becky Lynch's deal was up in the middle of the year, but to hear Becky say that not a single individual in the company has spoken a single word to her about that matter, and how they haven't even started talking about negotiations with the date being so close, that's the real jaw-dropping part about that, which fans couldn't believe. Becky Lynch is one of the top superstars in the company, and it's not a priority to at least speak with her about a potential extension. It's just something that fans are having a real hard time believing, since it doesn't make any sense. So assuming that Becky Lynch is speaking the truth, and that no one is going to talk to her about an extension within the next few months, then it appears that sometime in late May could be the final WWE appearance for Becky if no deal is reached. Becky making this big reveal of having barely any time left on her contract and not having any talks about an extension also appears to pretty much be a spoiler for the outcome of Becky versus Rhea at WrestleMania 40. It obviously seems safe to assume now that Rhea Ripley will successfully defeat Becky Lynch under those circumstances. It's still a very scary situation that seems to be very hard to believe, but could WWE and TKO be willing to let Becky Lynch walk out the door without even having a single conversation regarding an extension? It doesn't seem like that can be true, but it's what Becky Lynch is sort of hinting at up until this point. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.